Recently I've been having this overbearing sensation of my relationships with other people and how everything happens is just too little too late. It's been really sitting heavy in my gut. It's weird when there's a camera on you and you try and talk about how you feel. Strangely, it's kind of the only thing that listens impartially. You could argue it's like an echo chamber too, though, because you're going to sit down and rewatch that video and rewatch that footage. Just reconfirming whatever sorrow it is that you're pouring out. But yeah, it really does feel like it's too little too late the vast majority of the time. By the way, I don't know if anybody else is like me. When I put chapstick on, I always have to like moisten my lips and then wipe it off. Otherwise, it feels like the chapstick just doesn't sink into the skin on the lips, and it makes it feel uncomfortable, kind of like lotion. I don't really like lotion at all. It feels like it's slippery and slimy all over your hands. But yeah, I hope a lot of people don't go through this. I mean, there's like nearly 9 billion people on the planet, so I'm assuming that more than a few people go through this kind of thing. But it's a horrible feeling. And it puts your relationships into question, like scrutinizingly. You sit down and you just, I don't know, man, like, it feels like everybody tries to manipulate you. And it's almost like it amplifies when you set up boundaries and you realize that you can do that. And that's actually a process and a right that you have. People just get upset or they start reacting in such a way where it's like you're unreasonable for feeling that way. I'm speaking on a very specific situation with somebody, but there's no escape from it. And that's where that too little too late sensation comes from. You'll think you have moved forward in a situation emotionally on both sides of the coin, each individual representing a side of the coin. And then when a conflict arises, or a situation rather, and the time comes to apply what it is that you thought you had an understanding about, a conflict arises rather than a resolution. And it endures. Like there was never a discussion about what caused that type of conflict in the first place. It's one of those paradoxical things. I've been called controlling. I've been called crazy because of it, because of holding somebody to that expectation. But it's just like a promise. You tell somebody you're going to do something for them or something like that, and they say, well, do you promise? Because they need that belief. They need to hold on to that belief that extends past the reality of the conversation that they're having now. I think the concept of a promise is a beautiful thing. I really do. But 95% of the time, promises always fall short, and it breeds disappointment because you instilled a belief and an expectation that something would be achieved, and it wasn't. Because life isn't black and white like that. It's not a one-way street. There's so many things that happen. It's like a 20,000 lane highway, bro. So these things, I struggle with them. I struggle with them a lot. And I can see a way through it, but it's against my nature. I could just stop giving a fuck. I could stop caring completely. And I don't want to do that. I hold on to that like it means something to me, or it validates who I am as a human being. Which maybe it does and maybe it doesn't. But I want to care. I want to love my family and my friends and my coworkers. I want that. But I just can't shake the feeling of too little too late, you know? Like, is our relationship so badly damaged? Or am I so easily misunderstood that it's too late? I just go through this in waves and in flux, day after day after day. When it comes down to my dreams, or it comes down to my goals, and my relationships with other people, my support systems. I know I'm a very fortunate individual in many, many, many ways. But even so, it doesn't stop these emotions from transpiring. So I'm late for work as it is. I took this time to speak on it because that's just the ambient tone of today, I guess. And I try and do this a little more often. I always seem to fall off the horse when it comes to this kind of stuff because I just can't keep up with it. Like, the regimented process of doing it. I guess I feel like it doesn't help me in such a way, but such a way as it should, or it is suggested to, or said to. But maybe that's just because I hang on to all the nonsense and I want to think about it more than I want to speak about it. So I'm gonna try. I really am. Peace.